have to just come over to your house every time. It sucks, but
video started, dummy. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the first ever Tuss Talk episode about the Utah Mammoths and a little bit of Utah Jazz. You know, can't ever go wrong with a little Utah Jazz, so we throw in there here and there. But it's always mainly Utah Mammoth because, you know, they're more better than the Jazz. We always have something to look forward to with the Mammoths.
Yeah, I think they're always going to be better than the Jazz now. I mean, yeah, everybody knows as of post lottery of this year, Utah is going to be a hockey state.
Oh, 100% hockey state. I mean, even NBA, I think, views us as a hockey state now because, I mean, like we just fell in the draft. But for some weird reason, we somehow managed to jump in the NHL draft. NHL's trying to get us straight because they know hockey players are going to want to come play in Utah compared to NBA players.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, all the hockey players aren't like the NBA players. You know, the hockey players like to fish. They like to be outdoors. They got families. A lot of the NBA guys are just, they don't really have families. They're just partiers. You know, they want to go to strip clubs. They want to get drunk, party.
They like that nightlife. So, I mean, that's why NHL is going to be 10 times better in Utah. And I think everybody in Utah knows it because, I mean, look at everybody who showed out last year. I don't think I went to a game where almost every seat was full. Like, yeah, there was the games where he didn't have the blind seating or whatever out to the public. But the games that he did have those, even though you can't see one goal, tons of people were still there.
Yeah. I mean, I found myself sitting up there. I couldn't see one goal, but I mean, I was there full energy. Everybody around me was full energy. And that's just the kind of place that's like the kind of the fans that we have here in Utah. They're willing to show up even if they can't even see half of the sheet of ice just to prove that, you know, we deserve this team. And, you know, we're probably going to make it big in the NHL. And I mean, you're already seeing like Utah being favored. I mean, the commissioner's been here multiple times. He loves it here. He's told Ryan Smith, you know, that he loves what he's doing. I think him and Ryan Smith have a really good relationship. And Ryan Smith has a great relationship with the players and the coach. So, I mean, to turn that Arizona team into what we had this season, that was huge.
Them boys in Arizona, man, they went from one of the crappiest locker rooms in the NHL to one of the best locker rooms in the NHL. It's kind of nuts to see. But we're going to get into the logo here for just a minute. Don't mind the picture, guys. We're still working on graphics, all that stuff. This is first one out there. You know, we get the track rolling, everybody see the ideas, how we can present everything, try to make everything for you guys. And you guys can also comment down below. We are open to questions, your opinions. I love to hear from you guys. It's just way better when we have interactions from you guys. Makes conversation, makes what you guys want to see. But here is the Utah Mammoth new logo.
Yep. Everybody's seen it, obviously. Fans have seen it. I want to first off just be talking about the people that were not crazy about it. That I know that wasn't crazy about it at the start have now to like it, and it's growing on them. And I know my first opinion was not towards the Mammoth, but I mean, it's really grown on me. I really love the logo. I love all the patches that they've done with the jerseys and what's going to be on the uniforms. I'm excited for the future also, for like alternates that they decide to come out with.
Dude, I really hope one of their alternates is one of the U's on Utah or just a straight U with the tusk through it. Like, that could work wonders. And I know a lot of people would pay money for it just from looking at on social media what people want as an alternate versus probably what we're going to get. Color scheme, I wouldn't mind the light blue. The light blue would look cool, integrated with it all, like bunch of options. They have opened the door for so many designs, so many different jerseys they could make. Like, I'm excited to see in the coming years exactly what they do with the jerseys.
Yeah, my biggest thing that I was thankful for is them keeping this color scheme. I really, really fell in love with this color scheme. It takes me back to when I was a kid watching the Jazz, when they had the dark blue and light blue and white. And I think that's how a lot of us fans are about the color scheme. It's nostalgic.
Yep. 100%.
So I'm really glad they had that kept that.
Yeah, I definitely like.
And
I feel like blue.
Kept,
I feel like blue is kind of like a Utah kind of represented the state because of all of our landmarks, our nature, like our mountains, like the blue, black, and white kind of just resemble the mountains. As you could tell, they try to integrate the mountains with the state of Utah. Like they basically did everything right with this logo that you essentially could to represent Utah. And I know everybody wanted Yeti. I think Yeti would have been cool, but I feel like we ended up with a logo that could really, truly represent who and what Utah is.
Yeah. I like how they incorporated the tusk with a U. I mean, that's just something I wouldn't even have thought of.
Tusks up, baby.
I was doing tusks up. It's hard.
For some of you people out there, for some of the people that are watching this video and it's kind of laggy, bear with him. He's going through some things right now. He will in the future have better camera quality and sound, but for right now he's working through some things, and we're still trying to work out a couple more details with the pod, trying to make sure we get everything out there. I love the Utah community. I think this NHL team has brought us so much more together. Like this could be a great idea. This could be great. Like, I hope everybody is going to be as a community with Utah NHL. Because, I mean, Jazz, I feel like a lot of people fall away and run away. And, I mean, well, it's the Jazz. Haven't had a winning season since Donovan Mitchell and Rudy left. So, I mean, that tells you right there.
Yep.
But we're getting through it.
Yeah, I'm in the trenches right now, and hopefully I can upgrade my stuff, as we go. But
yeah, he'll be working on it. But here in the near future, when I get graphics a lot better, everything else comes a lot better. Everything comes with time. This took a lot of time for me to get to. I'm glad we made it because I love talking about Utah. I love talking about the Mammoth. I love talking about sports. I just love interacting with everybody about sports and what Utah could be in the near future, because MLB's on their way too. Like we're about to be noticed as that state.
larger market, if you will.
Larger market, that is dang sure. Because look, Post Malone loves Utah. I don't tell you that much.
Yeah, they all do. Jelly Roll, he was wanting a house here after he came one time in concert. I mean, everybody loves it here.
This is a very lovable place. I do love everything about Utah. I've lived here my whole life. It was great to see NHL. It's great to see how much NHL is growing in the communities. Like, I went to the ice rink after we got a team, and man, that place was bumping. You were shoulder to shoulder with everybody because there were so many people on the ice rink. It is just amazing to see.
Yeah, that was really fun to do.
I'm going to throw it back to this just so people don't have to keep seeing that terrible graphic that I've been working on. But we're working through it. I don't know if some of you guys, if you guys got questions, throw them down in the comments. I could see everything you guys are commenting. I love to hear from you guys. But we're going to get into a little bit of a touchy subject just for a minute. So please bear with me here. This is going to be a very touchy subject. Once you see it on the screen, you're going to know how touchy it is. Ba-ba-ba-bum. This is one of the most rough things that I have ever seen in my life.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I don't know about you guys out there. How many of y'all thought this was a rigged lottery? Because you can't tell me in what world the Dallas Mavericks got the 1, the San Antonio Spurs got the 2, the Sixers got the 3.
Mm-hmm.
We had those 3 teams jump us when they had like a 5% chance. The chance of the Spurs and the Mavs getting top 4 together was like 0.8 or something like that. I'm not one of those people that are conspiracy theories, all that, but this does really raise an eyebrow, if I do say so myself.
Big one.
Like, Dallas literally made their worst franchise move in history. And how do you get rewarded?
How do you get rewarded?
Here's the first pick, sir. Hopefully you can not trade it away like you traded your franchise player.
I mean, it just makes me laugh anymore. Like, I used to get so hurt and so mad, but like, it's getting to the point where I am so thankful that we have this hockey team now. You know, like I just don't even care about basketball anymore, really, because they don't even try to hide it anymore.
Nope.
So
no, they don't. Which the Spurs got Victor Wembanyama 2 years ago, and yet somehow they managed to get a top 2 pick again. Like,
yeah,
that isn't. They were never one of the worst teams in the NBA. Like, the year they got Victor Wembanyama, they were, I think, like the 4th or 5th worst team in the league, and somehow managed to get him. But I mean, I guess you could say Tim Duncan, he got picked the year Duncan Robinson got hurt, and they decided to tank for the pick and somehow managed to land it. And so they were able to draft Tim Duncan, which then created the San Antonio Spurs that we grew up watching with Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker.
It's been going on for a long time, and it's still going to, because nobody is really doing anything about it, you know? So it's what makes them money.
Yep, I watched the thing with Dwayne Wade. I don't know how many of you guys watched it. It was a great little thing because, he kind of talked about the lottery. They asked him, oh, what was your opinion? Like, did you think it was rigged and this, that? And he literally sat down and he said, I'll tell you what the NBA is. The NBA is a business. He's like, that's all I'm going to say. He's like, it's a business. So with that being said, I mean,
yeah,
I'm not like going to say anything or anything, but it's definitely leaning towards they knew what would get them more views, make them more money. Oh, let's throw Cooper Flag into a playoff ready team and see if they can go win a championship. If Dallas wins the championship, I am marking these words right now. I will literally cut the NBA out.
Yeah.
You're literally throwing the number 1 pick into a playoff ready team, and if they manage to go win it, then what is the point of the worst team trying to get better? Because they literally can't, because you're giving number 1 picks to teams that are already playoff caliber teams. They just barely missed.
Yeah.
I will say, I think they gave the Hawks the pick last year because they knew it wasn't a very good pick.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what they do every year, depending on what the draft talent will depend on what teams are going to, you're going to have the better teams have the top seeds with the better talent, like this year. Last year, yeah, it wasn't so great. So you're going to see that. Like, if the Jazz was in this situation last year, they probably would have been lucky, but they don't want us to have the top tier talent.
100%. I don't know. I remember Captain Cook, if you're watching this, I saw your tweet about, it's in Chicago, and the day that the draft, Utah was very windy, and Chicago's called the Windy City. You really had me sitting there going, we're gonna win this first round, this first overall pick, because everything is going right for us right now today. Like, we had everything cooking.
I don't know. I'm just sitting here thinking like everybody's we used our luck for the hockey team, and I'm like, younger me would have been like, that sucks. Like I would, jazz, jazz, jazz. But the me now, I'd rather have a better hockey team. I'd rather get the luck there because, quite frankly, I think that we're going to have the luck and we're going to have the NHL on our side because we're going to be one of those more favorited teams, I think, coming up. And I think it'll be, I don't know. I definitely see a Stanley Cup coming to Utah. And I can honestly say, genuinely, I never am probably going to see a finals title in my life in Salt Lake. I just don't see the Jazz ever winning it.
We'll definitely win a
I mean, the
Stanley
truth
Cup.
hurts. I hate to say that. I've been a Jazz fan my whole life. I hate to say that, but I'm a realist. And I just genuinely think Jazz ever win a title. But this hockey team only being here a year, and I see so much potential and so much talent and the whole league behind us that it just definitely looks like we could win the Stanley Cup someday.
Yeah, I definitely say we win a Stanley Cup before we win an NBA Finals, and I wouldn't be surprised Stanley Cups within the next 10 years. I think we have the talent. We got the young people to do it. I mean, everything is set up for us to be very, very competitive. And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised we make playoffs next year, but I say in 3 years, we're going to be known as that team to watch out for in the playoffs.
Yeah, what a time, right? Utah is just going to be, and when that is done downtown by the Delta Center, that is just going to be the place to be. I mean, that is going to be outstanding.
Speaking of, they came out with that plan today to take out the thing to make it kind of like Vegas, where you can walk around more, not as many cars, going to be in your way. That is going to be awesome for the Delta Center. That is going to be awesome for the NHL. We'll probably have an all-star game here in the NHL pretty soon. Like, we're just showing that we can compete with all these other NHL franchises. Yep. We have the stadium. We have the population. We have the resources. I mean, look, the Olympics are coming here in like 8 years or whatever it is. And they've already started construction for that. Like, who's to say, once that Olympics is done, they're going to keep going because hockey is going to be huge during that Olympic for us, that they're going to keep it all rolling, keep growing because the NHL teams here, they're going to expand off of it. Ryan Smith is probably going to have a heyday with the hockey team coming around in the Olympics.
I mean, I like what Ryan Smith has said about our economy and our state and our market. Totally agree. And me personally, I think that the bar is never really going to be set here in Utah, if that makes sense. Like, I just think we're just going to keep going and keep going and keep going because we're the fastest growing. We're one of the fastest growing states and the youngest. And I think there's just no limit, Utah has no limit to its potential.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Like, the only way from here is up. Like, you got the NHL team. He's making the necessary adjustments to the Delta Center to accommodate. I mean, I know last year a lot of people were like, why doesn't he do the Maverick Center, blah, blah, blah. But it's because it's not his. He'd have to rent it out. So he is making the necessary adjustments to the Delta Center so that it can accommodate to the NBA and the NHL. I honestly, I wouldn't be surprised, come Olympic time, he builds a new stadium. There's going to be a lot of people that are say this and that on that. But my personal opinion, I think that he could. Like, he's got the money, got the resources.
Oh, yeah.
Money talks. Anybody will do it over money. So it's there. It's there for the taking.
Yeah, everything is in front of us, and I'm so excited for the future of this hockey team, the Olympics, what's to come, because we know MLB is around the corner, and
Yep.
they've already been saying that we're the favored spot, and I believe that everything's going to fall into place, and Utah's finally going to get what it deserves, and it's sports. We are dying to have those sports teams here because we've never had those sports teams. We've always just had the Jazz, and we've just had to live through that. And like it's a great franchise to be a fan of, but it takes it out of us because we're so dying for the titles and those playoff games. So having multiple sports teams and maybe being able to thrive in other sports other than just basketball is going to be amazing.
Yeah, I honestly can't wait for when the Millers or whoever is going to announce the MLB coming here, because, man, everybody's going to see Utah as the place to want to be, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be the new Vegas, low-key.
Without all
Just
the bars and strip clubs and all that.
Yeah, I'd say the more family version of Vegas. More family oriented.
Yeah, it'd be a great.
Okay. Another topic. USA Hockey won today 6-5 in overtime. The boys showed out pretty well. Keller had 2 assists, a goal. Cooley, 2 assists. Kesselring, I know at least had. What did he have here? For some reason, it says he doesn't have assists, but I swear he had the hockey assist to the 1 goal. Could have sworn. Maybe not,
This is
but
what we're seeing on the Utah Hockey Club, Utah Mammoth now. We're used to seeing these guys get assists. I mean, they are not scared to pass the biscuit. They the teammate chemistry is very good, and we're able to keep these assets and keep the talent on the same team for multiple years to come. Make them, help them grow into all-stars potentially. This team is going to be one of those juggernauts, unstoppables, because they're just going to have that connection and be so good and lethal.
Yep. For all you people watching, there's one name out there that I'd really love to see maybe come to Utah. Trivia trade. He's a young guy, but he looked very good on the ice with Logan Cooley and Clayton Keller, and that is Tage Thompson. Dude had a hat trick today.
Oh, yeah.
Keller played a huge part in the hat trick. Cooley did too. Like, that kid on the ice with those two, it looked like music to my ears. It was like a violin.
It was so great. So fun to watch.
Everybody go look at the TikTok. Tuss Talk. I posted the highlights from the USA Hockey game today on TikTok. And, of course, it's the best song for the USA team, which is Freebird. Mm-hmm. That is the best song to have. That is their horn song, I guess you could say, for USA Hockey. Which, that's another topic of discussion. We might save that for the next pod, just because we want everybody's take on what the horn should be at the Utah Mammoth Stadium.
I mean,
arena.
My opinion here is get a song that involves the crowd. Get them all on their feet and all chanting it all at the same time. Just something everybody gets wild on, like, for instance, me and my coworker, he's a big hockey fan. We come to the conclusion of Bro Him by Pennywise. That song just gets you going. It's such a hockey song, and it's a fight song. It just gets your blood pumping. Like, it would just have the whole arena chanting it at the same, everybody at the same time going crazy.
See, they got lucky last year because everybody was already into everything. So after every goal, everybody would go crazy. Like, I mean, look, the one game we went to against the Hurricanes where it was 1-1 going into the third, and we scored 3 goals in like 3 minutes. Should have been 4 goals, but they took one away. And man,
Mhm.
that place was electric. Like I had a dry throat for about a whole
uh,
day after that.
yeah,
That
yeah,
place
that
was
place,
rocking.
and they do. They all talk about it. It being like the loudest place. One of the loudest and best place with the best fans. It's only been a year, so you know. And Ryan Smith, he's wanting to keep that. Like the rebuild of the Delta Center, they're still wanting to keep the fans. They want it to keep that above the ice feeling where everybody's on top of you and you can just hear everything and it's so loud and it just fuels our home team. Like that just makes it the toughest place to play in the NHL.
100%. I mean, my dog, Sidney Crosby, that's who I grew up watching before. So, like, it was. So to see him out in the post game and be like, man, that was one of the loudest stadiums I've played in front of. Like, these fans are really here to show up and show out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Oregon has shout, and it's so fun.
Yeah. Hopefully we could just get that to where it's a known thing, our tradition.
Yep. Like, just missing those games right now because that was electric. I sat one game right behind the wall, and we lost, probably in the most craziest way ever. But to be like right there, like I couldn't hear anything around me. Like the Delta Center was so loud. Like that was better than a Jazz playoff game. Like,
Oh yeah.
and that was a regular season game. Like, imagine what the playoffs are like going to be like in Utah. Like, oh, I just can't wait for us to make the playoffs, make some noise. Teams to come in and be like, these guys mean business in the playoffs. Like, yeah, there's the regular season, but every fan takes it up a notch in the postseason. Like every sport, it don't matter who, what, where. I mean, unless you're like the Oakland A's or something, but you know how it goes.
Yeah. For them it's dressed like a bleacher night every night in their stadium, but yeah, playoff hockey in Utah is going to be insane, and it is very soon. Like it is going to happen soon. We have the talent, we have the team for it. I mean, we just barely missed it this year for our very first year with the team that Arizona had. That's not bad. Like we really showed up this year.
We made a couple adjustments. I mean, like Sergey, you know, he didn't really play
Right.
for them yet. Like we got some other players, you know, like I think it meshed well. I got a hot take. I'm gonna save it for the next pod because I don't want to get too crazy in this pod. You know, it's the first one. That'll be in the next week's pod.
Yeah.
Like I hope some people are with me, but I also hope some people against me because I want to have conversation about it. Because it's Arizona, you know how that goes. I don't know if there's any Arizona people, Arizona Coyotes that are in here watching this, but if you are, be prepared for next week's episode. It's going to be a great time. But playoff hockey is going to be unmatched in Utah. I don't care what anybody says. Every player that's going to come here as the opposing team in the playoffs is going to wish they have home field advantage every time they come play against Utah in the playoffs, just because we're going to be that loud, that crazy, make that much noise. We're just different breeds when it comes to hockey. I mean, like, feel bad for the Utah Grizzlies because they got pushed aside. Shout
Well,
out
you're
Utah
already
Grizzlies.
with Jazz. Like Kevin Durant has always hated playing here. LeBron has always hated playing here. Those guys that are very good hate to play here because we affect their game. Like they just don't play the same. We really have an effect, and if we can keep that for the hockey team with that new arena, but keep it that pitch to where it just is so loud and so intense, it'll just be I can only imagine what it's going to be in the playoffs. Just seeing what the regular season games were.
Yeah, Utah has got only up from here, baby. They are going to be on the rise. People are going to want to come play here. Life's going to be great. Living in Utah, get to see all the players coming in. like, yeah, you're gonna have players going out, but hopefully we can replenish. We got one free agent. Technically, it's like a restricted free agent. Hopefully, we keep the same squad, go out and get another veteran player. You have that number 4 pick. I'm excited to see what our pick last year comes in to do. He probably is another year removed, but he's still young. He's like 19, 18 still. So it's going to be interesting to see, but we love all you people. This is the first ever Test Talk. We hope to see you guys back next week. We love you all. Stay safe out there. We'll catch you next week on Test Talk. Deuces.